MVP is still right here on the MIC. The fans are still buzzing.
Mahaba, Qatar 2022, Argentina all the way.
IFE, the sports MVP on the MIC, right here with Julian. And it is time to review what happened on match day 2, and of course to check out what we think will be happening on match day 3. Well, the major highlights of this show will be Senegal versus the Netherlands. We did say that even though Senegal might lose the game, but they will give a very good appearance, a very good showing of themselves. Was that the way it was yesterday when they played against the Netherlands?
Well, thank you for having me. It's great to be here again.
Yes.
I felt that the game we saw yesterday was not a true reflection of the
Senegalese team.
I know Senegal played well, but there are also times where I expected them to do better, especially when they were attacking. The game is won by goals. If you don't score goals, you don't win football games. Okay,
the money effect as well. We cannot really overlook that. So, did you see that play out yesterday?
Of course, it was always going to play out because you look at the other attackers they had. You can't measure them up to Mane.
Yes.
Mane is Africa's best player. Mane was second in the Ballon d'Or done a few months ago.
Yes.
So Senegal really missed him. I knew it was always going to be that way because the way Netherlands set up in that 3-5-2, they needed somebody with experience. They needed somebody with quality to break down that Netherlands resolute defense. Yes. Okay,
now talking about the Dutch team, would you think with the kind of players that they've got that they could have done a lot better?
In terms of rating now, top 3 teams to win the World Cup, Netherlands can be third. They can't even be 4th, they can't be 5th, they can't be 6th. They have a very young team.
Yeah.
And the fact that pressure is off their back now, unlike 2014 when they had Robben, they had Schneider, they had all of those top players, Tim Krul, Silesen, and all of those guys in their heydays at that point in time. You know, the pressure was more there. And the last World Cup, they finished in 3rd position, not the 2018 World Cup because they didn't qualify.
Yeah.
So Van Gaal is trying to build something special there, trying to encourage the young players that they can get the result. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday. They put in a decent shift. Most of those guys ran themselves to the ground. They tried to cope with the physicality of Senegal. Senegal, an African team, you expect them to be more physical, but I felt that Netherlands handled that physicality quite well. And towards the end of the game, Senegal were almost tired.
Yeah.
That's why they couldn't run anymore, and that's where Netherlands capitalized and scored the 2.
So it is time to look at other games. England versus Iran. You did say that Iran will give a good showing, but you know, I don't know, was that really a good showing? 6-2. England really just telling Iran, like, even though you may belong to the top 20 teams in the world, you know, according to the FIFA rankings, right now you are nowhere to be found.
Well, it was a good display by England, no doubt about that. But England didn't meet their match, isn't it? Iran
yes.
to England in any way. Player for player, the quality of the players, not like the England players are so fantastic, but at least they are better off than what you have in Iran.
Okay, but would you say it's credit to the Iran side as well? Because scoring 2 goals against England, you know, England is one of the top 10 teams in the world right now. And, you know, scoring 2 goals is something massive, especially for an Iran side where everybody would expect them to really just collapse against England. But they scored 2 goals.
Of course, and it was their star player, the player we talked about, the Porto striker, Mediterranean, was the go-to man. In the first half, he didn't have so much of the ball. You know, little service from his teammates because Iran were just chasing the game from start to finish.
Yeah.
And of course, I must also point out something. The injury to their goalkeeper, the first choice goalkeeper, maybe affected the course of the game because when he made his sign that he could not continue, the Iran coach just put his 2 hands on his head to say,
man,
this
is
the
finished.
Bad news. This is coming at the very wrong time.
Yeah.
And then the other goalkeeper came in and considered 6 goals. It looked like every time the ball went past him, it was going to be a goal. That's why his second choice, by the way. So they will hope that the first choice was a concussion. He collided with his teammates. So they hope that they can get him ready for the next game. It was a very key one against Wales.
All right, so 6-2 it ended between England and Iran. We expected England to win that one, but then not by that kind of margin. But it's okay. Bukayo Saka, the Arsenal man, you know, being the man of the match and everything. You say everything is just happening in the right directions for that man. You know, from Arsenal and then now to England.
Yes.
From what happened, you know, at the Euro. So I think this is time that he is just trying to redeem himself, and he's doing pretty well with that.
He has to redeem himself. You know, last year is last year, this year is this year.
This year.
So he has taken the disappointment of missing that crucial penalty after Jorginho had missed on the chain now. Players will miss penalties. It's not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. So, but he has bounced back in spectacular form since that penalty miss last year at the Euros. And he's playing well for us now, and that is why he started. Because the talk before the start of the tournament was who was going to start in England's attack. They talked about Foden being so good at Manchester City. And they talked about Grealish as well, teammates at Manchester City, Mason Mount, Maddison, Saka played from the start, and he justified his
inclusion in the starting lineup.
The coach to start him. So I know he's going to start the next game against Wales because he's playing with so much confidence now. So if Foden should play, maybe from the right-hand side of the attack now, he needs to do a whole lot if he's to put someone like Saka on the bench. Okay,
so let's just see how that one is going to pan out. But we need to also move on to another game that took place. And this particular one, yesterday, you really hit the mark. You said it was going to be a draw, and at the end of the day, it was USA 1, Wales 1. So, well, Gareth Bale, always Gareth Bale. Every time you expect that he's going to disappoint, he just comes up with something new. And then that penalty, he was calm and he just took it. He said he was even sure that he was going to score.
Well, everyone is sure they are going to score
until you lose. You missed to go.
I'm not sure I've heard of any player who has said, I'm going to miss. Except maybe the body language of the player suggests that. Like when Saka took the penalty last year, the body language, I felt he was going to score. And then you talk about Rashford, who also missed as well. The body language, he wasn't going to score. So penalty is just about being confident and about making up your mind at where you want to strike the ball. You want to strike the ball to the goalkeeper's left. You want to strike the ball to the goalkeeper's right. You want to aim for the middle, but you must be very sure that the goalkeeper is going to go the other way if you want to aim for the middle, so that he doesn't kick the ball while he's moving to either the left or the right. So it was a confidently taking penalty by Bale. That's why he's their best player. He's supposed to step up in times like this, and that's exactly what happened.
So not all that bad for the two teams. They've got 1 point. They can still make amends in their next couple of games. But then it is time to look at today's fixtures and the games that will be happening. Briefly, very, very short. We know we have a lot of star games. We've got Argentina, we've got Denmark, even our African brothers to Tunisia. They'll be in action this particular day. So quickly, we start with Argentina. You know, for Lionel Messi, this is like a make it or break it moment. You just have to make sure that you win it at this time, or else it is going to be on record that well, this man too did not win the World Cup.
Well, when people say that certain players must win to boost their legacy, I don't think it should be that way for players like Messi and Ronaldo. Maybe for any other player. There are players who won the World Cup, they didn't win the Ballon d'Or. There are players who won the Ballon d'Or, they didn't win the Champions League, or didn't win the World Cup. Ronaldo de Lima won the World Cup, won the Ballon d'Or, he didn't win the Champions League, and all of that. We can give many examples. So it's not a do or die affair. But I like this. At the end of the day, only one player can win the World Cup. So with Messi wins, I know I'm more of a Ronaldo fan, but Messi wins, fine, good for him.
This is where we have to wrap up. Don't worry, tomorrow is another day. We'll be giving you what will happen in today's games. We just give you what we feel will happen. But then at the end of the day, it's all about what you can do on the pitch of play. So thank you very much, Julian, for being with me again. So tomorrow is another time. Do not forget aetvlive.com, and you can follow our social media platforms, AETV Live, AETVLIVE.